Have you ever felt like someone just ruined your entire day with one sentence? A rude comment, a look, a betrayal, a careless word. You replay it in your head 100 times, thinking of comebacks, feeling your blood boil, your heart race. But what if I told you you could become untouchable? That no one, and I mean no one, could ever again take your peace away from you? This isn't about becoming cold or distant. It's about becoming unshakable, calm in the middle of chaos, peaceful when provoked, confident when insulted. The philosophy that gives you this superpower, it's called Stoicism. It's not about suppressing emotions or pretending you don't care. It's about rising above the noise, seeing life from a higher level, and mastering yourself so deeply that nothing external can disturb your inner world. Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Let that sink in. The anger you feel when someone disrespects you, that's not about them. That's about you giving them access to your inner peace. Stoicism teaches one fundamental truth. You are responsible for how you feel, not them, not what they said. Not what they did, only you. Now that's hard to accept at first, because we love blaming others. He made me mad. She ruined my mood. They disrespected me. But the Stoic knows, nobody can make you mad, you allowed it. Here's how to never get angry or bothered again, not in theory, but in daily, unshakable practice. Step 1. Control the controllable. You don't control what people say. You don't control how they act, how they feel, how they treat you. But you control what you do next. You control your thoughts. You control your reactions, and that's where all your power lies. Epictetus, a slave-turned-philosopher, said it best. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Imagine the strength in that mindset. Life throws insults. You throw back silence. Life throws chaos. You answer with stillness. That's real power. Most people are emotional slaves. Someone presses their buttons and they explode. They take everything personally, but the Stoic is free, because no one owns their emotions but themselves. Let me tell you this, the calmest person in the room is the most powerful. And that calm isn't fake, it's earned. Earned through understanding that nothing outside you is worth surrendering your inner peace for. Now you might ask, but what if someone disrespects me? Shouldn't I stand up for myself? Yes, but without anger, without losing your center. Anger is weakness in disguise. It's the inability to maintain your power. Think of a lion. It doesn't bark back at barking dogs. It doesn't need to prove anything, it knows who it is. It doesn't react emotionally, it responds deliberately. That's what Stoicism teaches. Don't react, respond, don't explode, evaluate. The next time someone tries to provoke you, pause. Don't fire back, don't get sucked into their energy. Take a breath. And remember, this is a test, not of them, of you. Are you strong enough to stay still? Wise enough to stay silent? Focused enough to see through the moment and choose peace over pride? Because here's the truth, anger is expensive. It costs you clarity, it costs you peace, it clouds your judgment. And most of the time, it doesn't even solve the problem, it makes it worse. But calm is power, calm is dangerous. Because the one who can stay calm under pressure is the one who can think, act, and lead with precision. Let me make this practical. You're walking into a meeting, someone makes a sarcastic remark. Everyone laughs, your ego wants revenge, but your soul, it stays still because you understand. Their comment says more about them than it ever will about you. You're driving and someone cuts you off. You feel that fire rise, but you don't react. Why? Because you're not going to let a stranger you'll never meet again control your emotions. You read a hateful comment online. Your first instinct is to respond, but you stop. Because responding to ignorance only multiplies it. And you don't wrestle with pigs, you rise above. That is Stoicism in action. It's not about becoming a robot, it's about becoming a master of yourself. Most people are ruled by their emotions. But the Stoic uses emotions as signals, not dictators. Anger shows up. Ask it, what are you trying to teach me? Maybe it's not about the other person. Maybe it's about your own insecurities, your own pride, your need for validation. And when you begin to understand your emotions instead of being owned by them, you begin to transform. Understand this. Every insult is an opportunity. Every annoyance is a mirror. Every trigger is a teacher. Life is constantly testing your character, refining your soul, and showing you who you really are. The goal isn't to avoid difficult people. The goal is to become so strong inside that they can't affect you anymore. You can't stop storms from coming, but you can build shelter within. You can't stop critics from speaking, but you can stop listening. You can't stop life from being unfair, but you can stop letting it break you. That's the Stoic way, radical responsibility. Unbreakable mindset, unbothered presence. And it's not just ancient wisdom. Look at the greatest leaders, warriors, and thinkers. They all practiced this in some form. Nelson Mandela to 27 years in prison, yet never bitter. Viktor Frankl, a Holocaust survivor, found meaning in suffering. These were real people who faced unthinkable cruelty and still chose peace over poison. They didn't give the world the power to destroy their spirit. So ask yourself, what excuse do you have for letting that coworker ruin your day, that comment ruin your peace, that person steal your joy? You are more powerful than that. You are not your anger. You are not your reaction. You are not a slave to emotion. You are the master of your mind. And when you finally believe that, the world changes. Not because the world changed, but because you did. Here's a truth that should light a fire in you. Peace is a choice, so is anger. So is frustration, so is calm. Every moment you are choosing, consciously or not. And Stoicism teaches you to choose consciously, to wake up and say, no matter what happens today, I will remain calm. I will remain kind. I will remain strong. That's not weakness. That's discipline. That's inner armor. Imagine a world where you walk through chaos untouched. Insults bounce off you. Stress rolls off your shoulders. Disrespect doesn't even reach your core. That world exists. And it starts when you decide that nothing outside of you is worth losing your peace over. Let others be loud. Let them be reactive. Let them gossip, insult, explode. You walk tall. You breathe deep. You choose your thoughts. You protect your peace. Not because you're better, but because you've trained your mind. The Stoic path isn't easy, but it's worth it. Because on the other side of every test, every trigger, every storm is a version of you that's stronger, calmer, and more powerful than ever before. So the next time someone tries to get under your skin, remember this: they're not the problem. Your reaction is, and that means your reaction is also the solution. Be the one who doesn't flinch. Be the one who doesn't break. Be the one who chooses peace every single time. Because that's how you become untouchable. That's how you live free. That's how you never get angry or bothered by anyone ever again. That's how you live like a Stoic. And when you do, you won't just survive life, you'll master it.